everybody. We're here at Lake Fork this week for the Bassmaster Elite Series tournament, and the Gary Yamamoto Custom Baits Pro staff is staying here at this beautiful Sugoi Lodge. It's owned by Yamamoto Bait Company. We're just sitting around talking about Senkos, and I'm Jay Yelas. This is Brandon Card, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Bernie Schultz from Florida, and Yusuke Miyazaki from Japan, but he also lives in Forney, Texas, while he's on tour. So anyway, yeah, we're here at the Sugoi Lodge, but eating some good food, fishing on these ponds, catching some bass this week, and just thought we'd sit around. I thought people might enjoy hearing us talk about what some of our favorite colors are. So I guess I'll go first. And some of my favorites are right here down. We'll start down south. This is one that's color 231, and then down in Florida, Louisiana, any of those swampy waters down there, it's plum with the small emerald flake. I don't know, I've just had awesome luck with that color over the years down in Florida, and that kind of that coffee colored tannic water. But anywhere else in the country, I'm a 297 guy, green pumpkin, or the 912 green pumpkin watermelon laminate, black and blue in dirty water. Those are my go-to colors. Every now and then, like in Texas, I really like the green pumpkin and white. So those are kind of some of my favorites. Brandon, how about you?
You know, I'm from Tennessee, so obviously we don't deal with tannic waters, as much as Bernie is probably used to. But down in the tannic waters, I'm going to go with the June bug. But the three colors that I throw the most in my neck of the woods, and I just kind of vary it based on water clarity. So the clearest water, I throw baby bass. I love this color. It really kind of looks like a bait fish. It can also look like a bluegill. So this is just a great color in crystal clear water. And then just more of the typical water that's clear, sustained. I'm just gonna go with green pumpkin, watermelon laminate. Bernie was talking about that's one of his favorites. You mentioned it.
It's also Gary Yamamoto's favorite.
Gary's
color.
favorite.
Always throw that color.
So it's hard to go wrong with that one. But my favorite for dingier water is this Bama bug. So this is a June bug and kind of a green pumpkin with a green flake laminate. And I've had a lot of success on this bait in that more stained water. Or if I'm fishing around vegetation, hydrilla, milfoil, I really think that this bait kind of stands out. There's a lot of times whenever I'm fishing around grass, hydrilla, milfoil, I feel like a green pumpkin almost blends in a little bit too much. It looks like the grass a little bit too much. So this one kind of stands out a little bit. So throw it over to you, Bernie.
Yeah, I think it's across the board. I think most pros on tour, any tour, their color selection is going to be kind of limited, really. I know Yamamoto makes tons of different colors and variations, but day in and day out, we're using pretty conservative choices on color. Natural colors, the watermelons, the green pumpkins, June bug, only because it's so good in Florida. It kind of got established a long time ago. Even when I was really young, June bug was starting to get its wheels, and they're so reliable. It's such a, especially in the body shape of a Senko, it's such a user-friendly bait. If you keep your color selection basic and let the bait do its job, give it a chance to do what it does best, and it's the way it falls, the way it presents itself to the fish, you're going to be successful with just about any of these natural colors, different tints.
I pretty much black and blue.
Black and blue, hard to go wrong.
Yeah,
that's a good
number
color.
21, I
Yeah.
think. And pretty much maybe 70%, 80% black and blue.
Yeah.
Really, even in clear water?
Yes, then because mostly I do the Philippine when I just pitching it most of the time.
Yeah.
But if I need to cast in the grass, maybe green pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Just green pumpkin. Then Texas maybe 208, watermelon red. That's only 3 color probably on my boat, so long. Then I've been catching everywhere. Then I don't have any wrong on that things. But once I go to Florida, I go to Gary or the factory, get the other colors. But I throw the black and blue. Oh, I can catch it. Then I don't use much to the other colors. So.
It's a confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence color. I'll tell you a color I use a lot, and I really like it when the brim are bedding, and that is green pumpkin candy. It's got the sparkles, like a purple and green fleck in it, and it's a very muted color, subdued color. So it's not too flashy, and it's not loaded with glitter, which I really like about it. It's got just enough glitter to put off some reflective light, but it's muted, so it's subtle. And when bass are feeding on bedding brim, it's a killer.
We're talking mostly largemouth so far, but what about spotted bass? We've got a lot of great spotted bass fisheries in the country, and my favorite for spots is dipping the tail. A green pumpkin Senko and some chartreuse dye.
Right.
Spots just love that. And we also make a green pumpkin with a chartreuse, real bright chartreuse tip that you can buy from Yamamoto.
That's
or
right.
you can just take a 297 and dip it in some dye.
So
for a little bit lighter shade of chartreuse.
Well, I have a question for you. If you're fishing spots with those colors, you're talking about thin Senkos or slim?
Yeah, they all work. My favorite, actually, though, if I'm fishing for spots, I started doing this last year at Lake Lanier. Take a 5-inch Senko and bite about 1 inch off the head, about like that.
That's called a 4-inch Senko.
Yeah, but it's a little bit fatter, though. It's a little fatter.
He wants it fatter.
Dip the tail and put that on a little shaky head, and I don't know, man. That's just a little chubby Senko, short 4-inch chubby.
No, I get it.
They bite. The spots love that.
I like the 3-inch a lot of times on like a Ned rig.
Yeah, the 3. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's money.
The 4-inch in natural, that's probably my favorite spotted bass color. And just that, especially around those herring lakes, those woodback herring lakes. That's a great. I mean, that color natural is awesome, and in the grub.
That natural shot you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a smoke with like a gold flake, that kind of thing.
Right.
I like to throw smallmouth, natural shad and green pumpkin. These two colors always I choose into the clear water and smallmouth or sometimes spotted bass too.
And smallmouth, they're unique. They like all kinds of colors, so you can kind of experiment. You could even go with bubble gum. Sometimes
they like either really natural or just really flamboyant.
They do, yeah. It's one extreme or the other. That's true.
Here's a question though: if you could only have one color Senko, what would it be? So for me, it'd be 297.
297.
Watermelon, green pumpkin laminate, whatever that number is.
912.
See,
912.
See, we don't know numbers on the East Coast.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. West Coast guys know the numbers.
So
East Coast guys.
what's your one color?
I'm going to go with baby bass. I just feel like there's not as many guys that throw baby bass as some of the green pumpkin tones. I just have a lot of confidence in that color.
Those are all pretty close though. They're not too different.
Yeah.
Green pumpkin, watermelon laminate, baby bass. So
That's right. I've been doing this so long. Gary Yamamoto's gone through 4 package changes in my time. So.
Yeah, that's like once every 10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is the current packaging now, but it's changed a lot from the beginning. And I mean, it's such a reliable line of baits. Not just a Senko and not just a twin tail grub, or there's other body styles that I really rely on. The fat baby craw, it doesn't get a lot of publicity. I love that bait. I flip heavy cover a lot, being from Florida. We're using bigger sinkers, big tungsten weights and meaty hooks, and that bait is really slim and sleek. It goes through like hyacinths and other like dollarweed and whatnot. It just slides right through that stuff. It doesn't have a lot of appendages, so it doesn't get hung up. And they eat it. I rely on that bait a lot. But there's a lot of different body styles.
So they're fat baby craws. How about you,
Yeah.
Brandon?
Well, I had a question for Yusuke. I'm always curious.
I'm not gonna answer to the secret stuff.
No
My
secret
secret stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always curious about how the fishing is in Japan. So is it the similar profiles that you're using over here that works over there? I know you said you said that there was a few other profiles that's really good over there.
Yeah, and in Japan, got a lot of Yamamoto bait, more maybe more smaller one, or even a little bit more shrimp. Looks like more shrimp one.
Really?
Yeah. Then even a lot of tournament one, of course, I think Yamamoto bait to use it. In fact, I want a classic over there to use into my crankbait, and also fat eaker and also Yamamoto creature. I called, flipping it and changing to my cranking fish in the morning. So they got a more variety baits over there, and also they got a more variety rigging style. You guys like to drop shot nowadays, really common, and also actually leaderless drop shot so popular over there. And now like they say like a Tokyo League, whatever that things is, it's like 10 years ago, we do, and the Neko League it's like 20 years ago. So it's kind of like they more study and more try to little by little different things. So
What lake did you win your classic on?
and Lake Kasumi.
I fished there.
Me
Fish
too.
there.
I've
I
been there.
fished there.
Oh, you never fished there?
I've never been to
You'll get
Japan.
there.
I need to go.
You need to go.
I'm
It's
gonna
fun.
tell you. I mean, they do. They're very detail meticulous in their rigging, and they
Sure.
experiment a lot. But bass are bass.
Yeah.
And when I got over there, I used my techniques that I'm familiar with, and I was very successful. I caught fish in all the lakes that I fished. Caught them up to 9 pounds.
Wow.
They have some
Nice.
really big fish. Ikihara.
Ikihara,
I caught a 9-pounder off the bed in Ikihara,
Mm.
and I saw what I believe was the biggest bass I've ever seen in the wild swimming.
Mm.
Huge,
Really?
giant bass. It looked like a grouper swimming down the bank. I was stunned. And I was working on one about 6 or 8 pounds, bedding in the fork of a tree in about 20 feet of water. Ikihara is very steep, and they bed on the shelves or in the crotches of trees. And I was working on this fish, and I see something out of the corner of my eye, and here comes this fish swimming down the bank, and it had a swarm of smaller fish going like this around it, and she's just swimming along. I mean, she's as long as this table, and I was blown away.
Well, they got the world record in Japan.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
22
yeah,
point something, right?
yeah. So they live there, and I saw
Yeah,
one.
that's
And
That's crazy.
And
It's
Japanese
a nightmare.
people is so picky to the color too. That's why Yamamoto has so
So many
many
colors.
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, then Yamamoto bait is the biggest, the worm company I think over there, and everybody has, as fishermen, everybody has, Yamamoto bait. That's why everybody want own opinion. Even like 4 people got own opinion on the colors, right?
Right.
So over there more picky, so they using a lot of different colors, a lot of different way to rigging up. Then even sizes, like I say, even different, Yamamoto. Shot shape got a 4-inch one. I need to have, but they don't sell to here, right? Even like other things too. Hardtail, they got a 3.5 inches one over there, but we don't sell much here yet.
Speaking of the hardtail, this is similar. This is the new paddle tail
I see it.
Zacco. That is going to be
Money bait.
Oh, money bait. That's a new little swim bait that we've got. It hasn't been hit the market yet, but that thing, I
gonna
love
be a
that.
game
That's my
changer for
favorite
sure.
new bait at Yamamoto.
You could fish that by itself or as a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally,
got a lot
yeah.
of
Great
applications.
little swim bait, or
Yeah.
great trailer.
You could put this on a jig, on a vibrating jig.
Buzz bait.
Yeah, you can buzz bait,
Like a
spinner
buzz bait,
bait,
yeah.
spinner bait.
Even just jig head too, just
Yeah,
Yeah.
slow rolling it too.
yeah, it'd be a good saltwater bait.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. We'll catch a bunch on Lake Fork this week.
Speaking of
hopefully.
Lake Fork,
Yeah,
you're here and you're here, and both you guys.
live
What,
around here.
what do you like on Lake Fork and soft plastics?
I like still throw the Senko.
So use the big one, the 6
Yeah,
inch.
6 inch, even 7-inch sometimes.
So, yeah.
Because Bitcoin is a bigger bait always at Lake Fork.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have like 5-pound average at least here.
That's what I hear to win.
No, well, I mean, the last time we had that Toyota Texas Bass Classic, it took 30 pounds a day for 3 days to make the top 10.
Mm.
So we could have all-time weight record this week.
Yeah,
Did you fish Amstead the year they?
I did. Yeah, I
it was
caught
like a
32 pounds. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Falcon.
Falcon.
oh Falcon. That's what it was.
I caught
yeah.
32 pounds the first 2 days and 64 pounds of fish, and I wasn't even in the top 10.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That'll probably happen here at Fork.
Yeah. Well,
You might need like a 14-inch Senko.
yeah.
to catch a big
Yeah.
giant bass.
I mean, that's cool to think about. It's a little bit intimidating, also. We only get 2.5 days to scout these lakes, and there's a lot of water.
The only good thing about Fork is that it's not nearly as big as like, the Rayburns and the
Right.
Toledos. So hopefully we'll be able to dial it in a little bit quicker with our short practice.
But this time of the year, a lot of local people fishing over here too. So
Yeah.
It's going to be busy.
Lots.
it's gonna be busy.
Mhm. Yeah, you wonder if you find fish, we're off the water at 3 o'clock. You're wondering what's happening between 3 and sundown.
Yeah.
How's that going to be? If you're catching them really good. Anyway, now.
All right.
we got
Thanks,
good.
guys.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
going to be a
good.
fun event for sure.
We'll go get them, see what happens. Looking forward to it this week at Lake Fork, the Bassmaster Elite Series, Toyota Texas
Bass Class.
Bass Classic on Lake Fork, Texas, first week of May 2019. Here we go.